This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
While the Police Staff Association honoring one of its own while rolling out its new newsletter, the Philip Don Wilson Digest, the first of its kind, according to the association's executive chairman, Sonny Miller.
And in our first meeting, we decided that we want to keep our members up to date, and we came up with various ideas to get our news out there, get the information out there, because for too long our members have been saying that they don't know what is going on, what we have been doing, what we are accomplishing, and even why we're here. So in consultation with the executive, we decided that we, the executives, would come up with a newsletter, and in selecting the name, we looked on the board on the outside and we said we would pay homage to the very first executive chairman of the Police Staff Association, a true warrior in itself, Mr. Philip Don Wilson.
Referred to as a warrior, Mr. Wilson, now a retired superintendent of police, expressed his gratitude for the honor.
The embryonic stages of the Police Staff Association was very, very crucial. And I know some of you guys, you all heard the stories. When the association was formed, it was the mandate then of the executive to ensure that it don't crumble. Had we crumbled, you would not be here today. Mr. Chair, continue to any gripes, any concerns from your members. Let's do it in protocol. Yes. And then you know how this thing go. And then you go to the commissioner, and then when the commissioner do not listen or etc., then that's what you got the media for. All right. Again, thank you so much. Executives, please support your chairman.
The newsletter will be produced quarterly and will provide updates to its members. 3 entrepreneurs got some much-needed financing for their budding businesses. Investment Group Bahamas, a subsidiary of Bahamas Striping, yesterday handed over funds to Quincy Roll of United Data Technology, Kadar Wims of KW Paving, and Darius Johnson of Global Energy Solutions. Mr. Roll plans to create what he calls a smart city app that would actually make it possible to report potholes, downed power lines, and so much more.
The smart city app can work along with any other system, but I can guarantee that once it's implemented, it will be the go-to solution. Reason being, there are levels of accountability set up directly within the application. From the moment that you use your mobile phone to take a photo of a pothole, you submit that to the government. It is then received by a representative who has to acknowledge receipt of that request. That request is then forwarded to the field, to a technician, or in whichever area it is that needs correction. At that point, a photo is then taken again of the completed work, which is then forwarded back to the system, and then back to the original person that requested the situation to be fixed.
Felix Stubbs, chairman of the investment group, says they're committed to investing $1 million a year. That money is to be split between at least 20 entrepreneurs. There are 7 levels from application to investment, and as Mr. Stubbs explained it, while there are no limits on who the company will invest in, it is looking for innovative businesses.
I wouldn't put any restrictions on it, but if you look at the companies we are partnering with today, we're talking technology, we're talking construction, and we're talking solar. So those are the kinds of things we think that will be that are needed in this country today and that will be successful. So those may have an advantage, but there are other things that people can do. I've had folks call me with all kinds of ideas, some wonderful ideas, and if we can, we might find someone who has an idea that $10,000 may help them to do something that could be successful. We may want to consider that.
Now, the National Training Agency recently held a one-day career and job fair at the NTA's facilities in an effort to get its more than 200 trainees placed in the local job market. Executive Director of NTA, Gadville McDonald.
We offer phenomenal opportunity here at the National Training Agency. We have a number of disciplines that people have already been trained in, more than 10 disciplines that they have been trained in, and we believe that they are competent and they are ready to engage engage the workforce, and so we're providing them the opportunity to connect with job providers.
After being trained in areas such as customer services, QuickBooks, Microsoft Office, and Office procedures, the NTA's most recent trainee cohort were introduced to diverse career opportunities such as Nassau Flight Services, Comfort Suites Paradise Island Hotel, BAF Financial and Insurance, Sandilands Rehabilitation Center, Aquamarine Agency, Albany, the Holiday Inn, and the Hilton. Now, Junkanoo season is fast approaching, and that means glue, crepe paper, cardboard, feathers, and paint. The towering costumes that parade down Bay Street, though beautiful, are very costly. The reigning New Year's Day champs, The Roots, got some much-needed financing for their group. Managing Director of Bahamas Striping, Dr. Alan Albury.
I think what was important for us is recognizing that Junkanoo groups play a vital role in the development of our young people in terms of the artistic culture, also in terms of the discipline, keeping our young men and women off the streets, predominantly our young men, and giving them something positive to do. And so we felt that this was vitally important for us as a company to be a part of, and we celebrate with the Roots Group and wish them all success in 2017-2018.
While Atlantis remains the primary sponsor for the group, the $10,000 investment will land Bahamas Striping Group advertisement on one of the group's pieces. Roots Director of Finance Dwayne Ellis said their focus this year extended beyond Bay Street.
With the assistance of this check, what we have planned to do, we have been the first Junkanoo group to actually start a scholarship fund. This year we were able to give 5 of our group members assistance to attend universities in the United States, Canada, and in China. So once again, on behalf of the Roots Junkanoo group, we'd like to say thank you, and knowing that the funds that we would have received would have gone towards most of our worthy causes for the upcoming year.
Stay with us. We have a look at sports and weather when we return.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.